And joining me in the studio today is Donna Knuckey from the Sawyer County 4-H program. Good morning, Donna.
Good morning, Mark. Thank you for
Uh,
having me.
yes, I saw in some of our activity calendar stuff that I announced that you had a couple of meetings and kids are starting to meet up on a monthly basis. But first, let's talk a little bit about remind people what 4-H is and in Sawyer County. And I understand it's not just for kids who live on a farm.
That's correct. That is
Any
correct.
kid,
It's
can
for
be involved.
any youth, whether you have animals, not have animals. Um,
Well, most kids always have. I mean, cat and dog. Does that include
yeah,
the animals?
absolutely. Absolutely. We
You
do
don't
have a
have.
cat and dog program
Oh,
in
you
4 H.
do.
We
Okay,
sure
so
do.
you don't have to have a cow, a horse, or a pig,
You don't.
or chickens.
You
But a lot of kids, I would think, have chickens. Everybody has a chicken.
don't.
Well, I don't have chickens, but so talk a little bit about what you've been doing for the past year and a half with the Sawyer County 4-H.
Sure. I believe the last time I was here, it was right before fair time, and that
Yeah,
was towards the end of our 4-H year. At the fair, we do not run the fair, but most people
right.
who go to county fairs see 4-H and see the program and think that that is the fair. But it's just a way for us to showcase the 4-H youth can showcase their projects for the year. And now we're starting a new 4-H year
Yeah,
that begins. So 4-H originally did start off as an agricultural, program to try and get new ideas and new practices out there
yeah.
for farming and to really target the youth. But over the years, it's evolved into so much more. We have well over 1,000 different types of projects that youth can be a part of.
Wow.
Um, and if there's a project that we don't offer, there's independent projects that you could create
Okay.
and do. So it's unlimited to what
Wow.
is there. So how this works out is Sawyer County, we have Sawyer County 4-H, but we're part of a larger system with the University of Wisconsin.
Okay.
And of course, 4-H is a state and a national program,
Yep.
one of the largest actually youth-based programs that there is. So we're just excited that in Sawyer County, we're able to offer opportunities to youth to participate um, in just about anything that they choose to. And that's the exciting part of my job is to reach out to the community and to the families and try to meet the needs of the community, meet the needs of the families, get youth and families involved. Because yes, this is a youth program, but we know that families participate together
Right. Yep.
and it's a volunteer-based program. So all of our programming is done by volunteers that are certified. They go through a process. So it's really exciting. Everybody works together and learn by doing, which is our big what we say. We try to make the best better, which is our motto, and we learn by doing, which is a super
Right.
exciting
Yeah. Yeah.
lifelong skill.
Yeah. And kids do so much better in a project-based learning environment than sitting at a desk
That's right.
hearing a lecture or some other discussion. But hands-on, yeah, is very, very important.
Yes, hands-on learning and it's projects they get to choose. It's not adults telling them that you have to
Sure.
do this project. So that's what's super
Mm.
exciting. It's about finding their spark and their passion, building on that, and then hopefully making them lifelong learners and sharing their excitement and their passion with others.
Yeah. So now you have two different distinct groups of kids based by grade level. Let's
Yes.
talk about those.
Sure. So in 4-H, we have what we call the Clover Bud program that is targeting or working with youth kindergarten through 2nd grade. And that program really is to get youth experiencing different types of projects that 4-H offers and finding out what their passion is so that when they're in 3rd grade, we have regular 4-H. It
Yeah.
really starts at 3rd grade.
Okay.
And 3rd grade and higher, you get to choose what projects you want to be a part of.
Mm.
So that's when people might choose that they want to be an animal project, or they might want to do sewing, or they might want to do STEM. We have coding, we have computer
Oh,
science,
okay.
we have outdoor nature programs. So that's where they get to choose their focus and really hone in on those skills. So our clover beds are the kindergarten through 2nd.
Mhm.
working with, a club leader and just being exposed to different opportunities, and then when you get in a 3rd grade and higher, you get to be project specific.
Okay. So give me an example of what a typical project would be and how a young person starts that process and goes through continuation to the end of it. What does that look like?
Well, it could look like several different, it's very flexible. So,
Yeah.
what you do is you enroll online with 4honline.com,
Okay.
and you should enroll, and then when you do the enrollment process, you get to pick what projects you wanna be a part of. That way I
So
can
there's a multiple choice that they can select
Yes.
as in various areas. Okay.
Yes, and then that way we know what volunteers we need to, utilize and how we can utilize their skills, because many of our volunteers are multi-skilled and have multi-passions,
Yeah.
and connect them with another group of youth that are interested in that project. And then it could be a long term, maybe they try it out 1 year and they're like, "Well, I learned what I wanted to learn from this project, I'm gonna move on." To a different project,
Yeah.
or maybe they follow along through their whole time. So, for example, we have, um, Lego project is pretty popular.
Oh, yeah.
So, we have different challenges that they go through, to challenge themselves in constructing and have different opportunities through that. I mentioned that we have cats and dog
Yeah.
projects too.
Yeah.
So if you're not into livestock or the horse project, you can, learn more about your animal. You learn how to feed them, how to take care of them,
Okay.
with them is also the costing part, vet bills, that kind of thing. We, keep track of that so that they, learn how to do that. We have a few opportunities coming up that will may spark some people in their projects. But for projects, like I said, it could be short term, it could be long term. Um, with 4-H, it's very flexible. We have a lot of youth right now that are in 4-H that are interested in sewing and quilting.
Okay.
And so we were thinking about doing a short-term project time, like take 6 weeks and work on it for 6 weeks. So it doesn't have to consume a whole year of commitment. It could just be short term, it can be long term. Typically, what happens is when you enroll in 4-H, you sign up for a club and you go once a month to a club meeting where you meet with other youth in your area for that club. And
Okay.
then from there, you work on projects. It might be
Yeah.
different than what your club is working on.
How many clubs do you have in Sawyer County?
Well, we're expanding. Last
Yeah.
year, I started a year and a half ago, we had 2 clubs. We had the Hayward, four-leaf clover club or clover club, yes,
Yeah.
for 3rd grade and higher, and then Winter has Winter Evergreens, which is for 3rd grade and higher, and we expanded into clover buds. That was something that we had in the past, had kind of faded away. I hate to say COVID years, but we're very in-person, hands-on
Sure.
type organization, and so a lot of that kind of dissipated with not being able to meet in person. We
Yeah.
tried to be flexible and go virtual, but that again was very difficult for families to log into and to participate. So we did start a Hayward Clover Clubs and a Winter Clover Clubs, which is those K through 2. I call it like my feeder program. It's
Right.
those that they decide if this is 4-H is for them or not for them, and that's okay. And then they enroll as a regular member when they get into 3rd grade.
Sure. Yeah. And where are those meeting locations for Hayward and Winter?
Sure. So the Hayward Clover Clubs, which is the K through 2, meets the first Thursday of every month at the Hayward Library in the
Okay.
community
Community
room.
center or
Mhm.
community room. Yeah.
Right. And then the Winter Clover Buds K through 2 meets on the second Thursday of every month at the winter school.
Okay.
And then on um the other clubs, I can't say that's a specific day of the month. I don't have the information in front of me, but I know
Yeah.
that once a month they meet. Generally it's on Sundays. One time a month.
Sure.
The Hayward one meets at the Hazel School,
Okay.
and then the winter one generally meets. It depends on weather. I know that this month they're meeting at the Ojibwa Park because they're doing an outdoor nature
Okay.
thing activity, but in the wintertime, they'll most likely meet at the school.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. And any expansion off to the west of, well, there's not much room in Sawyer County west of Hayward.
Mhm.
So I got to think of the geographical locations. How about the most southern parts of Sawyer
Yeah,
County?
so we have lots of pockets that we
Ladysmith
could get.
area. Yeah.
Yeah. So we Ladysmith has their own 4-H,
Okay.
so when you're in the Exland area, you can choose to go to Russ County or to Sawyer County. You don't have to live in Sawyer County to be part of our program, but the requirement is that you can only be a member of one county
One.
program.
Yeah.
So whether, I know that we have Washburn
Yep.
lines and we
Yep.
have, I think, Bayfield just north of us.
Yep.
So
We're very close to those two borders.
yes,
Yeah.
and those youth sometimes come to, like, Hayward School or some Russ County youth come to winter school. Um, they can, as long as they're enrolled in one county club, one county 4-H. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be the county that you live in.
Sure. Now, we talked a little bit about, before we went on the air, we talked about maybe joining other youth organizations and having a partnership with them. I specifically asked about the Boys and Girls Club for Lakota Ray. And maybe Heather's listening and we could introduce this idea. But what ideas do you have about joining and partnering with other youth organizations in the area?
Absolutely, that's a great question. With 4-H and with my position, which I absolutely love because I'm not limited to, just being 4-H,
Yeah.
uh, we can expand and connect with partnership, and that's a big goal that we have this year is increasing program quality, but also our second goal is expanding access, and that means building partnerships and working with other organizations. I do, some in-classroom clubs, so I
Okay.
don't go into the schools and do clubs, and we can partnership with other entities as well. I
Yeah.
think that, everybody would agree that our youth are our future, and
Yeah.
so any kind of support or collaboration and connections we can do together would just benefit the youth, but also benefit the community.
Yeah.
So,
Excuse me.
Heather, if you're out there,
Yeah.
let's connect. It has
uh,
been something that I've been looking forward to. Being new in the position the first year, you're focusing on what's already existing.
yeah.
And
Taking inventory, what's
yes,
there, what we're
yes.
doing.
And now we're into expanding, into reaching out and making those connections. And I'm a people person, so I love meeting new people
Yeah.
and love, sharing our passions and, figuring things out together and
Yeah.
for the benefit of the youth.
Yeah. Well, Donna, how can people get a hold of you? I know that you said the easiest way to join 4-H is just to go to 4h.com
Yep,
.org.
4honline.com.
Oh,
And
online.com. Okay.
it's not always the easiest process. So, great lead into if you have any concerns or issues with trying to enroll and you can't get through, call me at my office. My office phone number is 715-638-3294. And if you're unsure about whether 4-H is for your family, I want to also offer, if we had time,
Yeah.
a couple
You have
opportunities that
some
are
events
coming up.
coming up. Yeah.
Yes. On Sunday, we have at the fairgrounds, free to the community. Even if you don't have youth and you just want to come see what we're doing, come on out. We have what we call 4-H Project Days, and that will be on Sunday from 1 to 4, October 15th, from 1 to 4 at the fairgrounds. We're going to have some free hands on activities of projects that the youth, some of the projects, these aren't all the projects,
Yeah.
but
Right.
some of the projects that the youth worked on this last year, they're going to share them with you. So you'll be making sock pumpkins. The junior livestock will be there with some animal pens and displays.
Okay.
The horse
Yeah.
project, we won't have horses there doing anything, but we're going to have some stick horse obstacles
Ah.
where you could provide the entertainment of doing some obstacles using a horse stick. We have photography project, we have a food project demonstration, Lego project. I'm doing an LED name tag STEM project. So we have so many different opportunities for you to experience a little bit of what 4-H is about this Sunday at the fairgrounds from 1
Yeah.
to 4, free to everybody. And then we also have a virtual series with Again, my position, I work with area colleagues, so it's not just Sawyer County 4-H. We all help each other out.
Right.
We're
Yep.
doing with Barron, Rusk, Sawyer, and Washburn and Burnett a, a virtual series called Taste of 4-H.
Hmm.
And you can enroll in that online, sign up for it, not be a part of 4-H. It's free to you, but we will provide you materials. We have 4 sessions. We have a clover bud, which would be for those that are in kindergarten through 2nd grade. They're going to do pasta skeletons. I'm teaching a survival skills. We're making paracord bracelets.
Okay.
We're doing thermodynamics of ice cream. So you get to create some ice cream.
Hmm.
And then we have a sewing basics one. So that you'll have to go to our or don't go to our website because our website's under construction, but go to our Facebook page, Sawyer County 4-H, and you'll be able to find the
Okay.
information on there.
Okay.
I'll
Oh, very
also
cool.
post it on our extension page for Sawyer County.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. You are a busy person.
We try to be. And, it's like I said, it's so much fun working with the youth. It's so much enjoyment to see them find their spark in 4-H and in projects and their passions. And then we had talked a little bit before air how I'm seeing now this year former 4-H youth that were from Sawyer County coming back as volunteers, wanting
Yeah.
to go through the process to become a volunteer and sharing their passion and love of 4-H with youth. So that's always super exciting to see people come back into their community and give back to their community.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that too. I used to have teach at a high school, and to see kids coming back to help out the younger kids, it's just really cool to see that. And it kind of makes me feel old though when I see my
That's right.
students I used to have 20 years ago. It's like, oh yeah, now you have kids, and it's like, oh dear. But that's good. It's fun, and especially for parents who may not feel like, they want to be involved, but they don't really have a specific place. It just takes some time. You'll help find their passion and what they
Sure.
want to help kids with. So a lot of the adults I think you have are parents of
Mhm.
kids who are actually in 4-H, and
That's
that's
right.
that's how it works
That's
out.
a lot of how our volunteers come, and on my Clover Bud meetings, a lot of the parents stay for the activities, and they have fun too.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
it's really, even though it's about the youth, but it's really a family-oriented
Yeah.
program and super exciting. And I get super excited because I was not a part of 4-H growing up, and now I get to experience it as an
Yeah,
adult.
yeah.
So
Kinda brings
I
the
do
kid
want,
out in us.
yes. So if you're out there and you don't have youth, that are involved in
Yeah,
4-H, or maybe they're grown or whatever, if you have a passion about something and would like to volunteer, also contact me because we're always looking for new opportunities to help with volunteers and their projects too.
yeah. Oh, very, very cool. I wish I had time to
I know.
to
I could go
volunteer.
on and on, Mark,
I know.
but I can come back another time.
Yeah, we'll talk more about, but again, for this Sunday,
Mhm.
what time
Yep.
in the event was at the Sawyer County
Sawyer
Fairgrounds?
County Fairgrounds, 1 to 4 p.m. And just come and see. There's free hands-on learning activities. We do have a bingo going on. I do have it's 4-H bingo. So
Yeah.
you learn a little bit by playing bingo what 4-H and all the different projects we have. We have I listed out the projects earlier, and then we're going to do a 4-H passport program so that you get to go around and see each station and get a little 4-H sticker if you completed all the stations.
Wow. Very cool. Well, Donna, thank you so much for stopping in again. Yeah, we'll have to have you come back, maybe another 4 weeks. We'll get into some of the, uh, November and December activities that you have over the winter. That'll be
Yes, we do
interesting.
have some winter plans for possibly a winter camp. We'll see how that goes.
Okay. Very good. Donna Knuckey with the Sawyer County 4-H